title. All right. Well, that's us live. There's no intro today. We're just going straight into it.
Straight into it.
Because I'm not going to figure out how to crash my laptop here.
That was a fantastic start as well, with a siren going flashing
Yeah, well,
past right as we went
it's
live.
been a few months.
Yeah, right on.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, welcome back.
A few months. You took the off-season off.
Yeah, well, Twitch is working.
Go for it.
Yeah, golly.
Well,
welcome back, everybody.
That's all right.
Yeah, this is very much a beta version of the show, seeing as we can't get the introductions to work. Jason's audio is so scuffed, it's like he's from 1964. But yeah, it's absolutely fine. Welcome back.
Sit there and play it the whole time now and be like,
yeah, that's it. Jason's going to fade in and out. He's going to disappear. I can tell already. But yeah, welcome back. We are here with season 3. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought we'd be back with season 3 of Tea and Tops? But here we are once again. As always, my name is Graeme. I'm joined by Jason from 1964. Jason, how you doing? I see. You can see his face. Oh, he's there.
Underwater. So
oh, this is going to be a really quick stream tonight. I can already tell.
I'm going to try to unplug it and see if that makes any difference.
That's it. Turn it off and back on again whilst I have Phil. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we're back, everybody, with season 3 of Tea and Tops. Like I said, we had hoped to get the show off the ground last week. It didn't quite happen. I had some things fall out the sky into my lap this last week or so, which rather threw a spanner in the works. But here we are. We figured that with the launch of 2023 Tops Series 1 baseball cards, we would, it was as good a time as any to bring the show back, and we're back once again. I'm flying solo at the moment. I'm sure Jason will rejoin me. Jason's going to bring us all the latest news and updates on Bunt. Bunt has a rather large crafting event going on for 2023 Series 1 as the digital cards released on schedule at the same time as the physical cards this year. So it looks like Top's left hand and Top's right hand might be starting to talk to each other, but who knows? We'll find out. So, as always, if you're watching on live of the show tonight, thanks very much for getting involved. I know we're live on Twitch at least because I got an alert, and I know we're live on Facebook because this is Facebook powered. So yeah, we can see your comments, or hopefully Jason can see the comments once he joins back in and we can move again. So yeah, any questions or comments as we go through the show tonight, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And we'll flash open the screen as we go. But yeah, I'll get proceedings underway while Jason still tries to deal with some technical issues. And speak a little bit. He's back. You're back in some form.
I'm back. Does it sound any better? I unplugged everything and put it back in there. So the only thing I'm missing is if I try to turn it on and off the computer. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, unfortunately, that would put us both into darkness if that happened, I think. So yeah, well, let's plod along. We'll get through tonight's show. Like I say, the beta version of the show for Series 3. But yeah, like I say, it's good to be back. We're going to look a little bit at we've coincided the relaunch of the show with the launch of 2023 Topps Series 1 Baseball. So I was just about to get the conversation underway with 2023 Topps Series 1 Baseball. Ron's with us. What's up, Ron? Nice to have you with us. Prodigy dial-up. Yeah, man. My God. Like, I don't know what's going on in Edinburgh. Like, we must have dial-up internet. I'm in the frozen north of Aberdeen, and I've got like 180 gig down on like fiber. So yeah, I'm good. Yeah, Jason's struggling on the old Blue Yonder dial-up.
Wait a second. I'm broadcasting from a 160-year-old toilet.
Yeah. And tonight we believe you.
We'll get there at the end.
we shall. So
yeah,
so
I'm gonna probably fire up my other laptop.
Yeah, we'll need to go to the screaming from your other laptop first, but I'm sure we could figure that out at some point as well. So yeah, 2023 Topps Series 1 Baseball is finally with us, and we decided to relaunch the show at the same time as that came out. I figured it was a good a time as any. Jason, first impressions on 2023 Series 1 Baseball. Have you had a chance to see any yet?
I have. I've been watching those. It's the Uncommon app guys. They're opening up their 200 cases of baseball cards. So it was interesting to see the kind of stuff that's coming out there. It's obviously a throwback to 1983 with a dual photo on that. I think was it 2003. So every 20 years you get a dual photo Topps card. I'm not a big fan of the design. I'm kind of hoping it will grow on me. But I think it's because I really enjoy the 1983 original set, and it's just iconic in my eyes. And so it doesn't quite reach that level to it. What are your thoughts?
I've not seen any. I've not seen any in person yet. Like you say, funny you mentioned the Uncommon guys. I was going to. You've stolen my segue, but yeah, like you say, 1983 design. I think it's a nice. It's a fairly good reinterpretation of that design. I think I quite like it. It's grown on me a little bit more than when I first saw it. I think it's safe to say, but it sounds like deja vu because I'm pretty sure I say that about every release that comes out, pretty much every single year. Initially, I see the design, I go, meh, and then once it actually comes out, it's kind of grown on me. So, I guess kudos to the Topps designers. They keep seeming to make certainly an appealing product, and certainly by looking at the volume and the thirst for the product, they certainly have done a good job because it's been absolutely flying. Not that us in the UK would have anything to do with that. If you're buying direct from Topps, of course, other UK sellers are available. So Topps UK only got round to listing 2023 Series 1 on their website today at a slightly scary price of £90 per box. Slightly scary only in that other UK sellers have had it listed for a while now, significantly cheaper than that. So it was kind of interesting to see that they launched hobby boxes only and launched them at £90. No sign of jumbo boxes yet. However, if I recall correctly, when they did 2022 update series, they launched the hobby boxes, and then the following day the jumbo boxes came. So I think there's still an outside chance we might see jumbo boxes available directly from Topps later this week, but I'm not holding my breath. And the vast majority of the UK card collectors who we obviously interface with, they're not waiting either, and they're buying from other UK sellers rather than direct from Topps, and they're quite happy to settle for hobby boxes in the £90 range. Glenn, good evening, Glenn. Nice to have you with us. Glenn will attest to this. It's very much his use case that I'm quoting here. I think Glenn wore out his F5 button over the weekend, refreshing his browser, waiting for Series 1 to drop on Topps UK. It never quite happened. So he justifiably went off to one of the other UK sellers and picked his boxes up from there. So why not? If Topps are going to drag their heels and then they're going to come in priced higher than the UK sellers were selling at, then they're very much making a rod for their own back. One of the interesting things about Topps Series 1, we sort of have not lightly touched on it, is the golden mirror image variation, which is a new variation for this year, although it's probably Topps has gone on a bit of a yeah, man. But the Topps have gone a bit like Gold Member from the eponymous Austin Powers films, and like they just want things to be gold now. So they very recently launched Gilded Collection, which was just last year's flagship design with a slight with gold accents and a sort of superfractor-ish look to it. Dropped gold label, so Gilded Collection is kind of the love child of flagship and gold label. Down to the box configuration, actually, it was a one pack of I think 5 gilded cards, gold cards, and then one gold framed autograph, which is very much the hallmark of gold label. And now we have these gold mirror super short print variations, which are I think about 1.3 cards, I think it is, or just under 1.3 per case is apparently what you can hit. So it's got a gilded mirror or gold mirror variation. You can the entire base set's available, 330 of them to collect, and blowout cards are offering a bounty of $250,000 to the first person to turn in an entire set of all 330 of the Golden Mirror variation cards, which is interesting. They're also offering $1 million bounty in addition to that, to the first person who turns in all 990 cards that will come this year. So Series 1, Series 2, and Update Series. $1 million for all 990 cards graded PSA 10. If you turn all of those into blowout cards, they'll give you $1 million for them. So presumably, we're also going to see a $250,000 bounty for Series 2 Golden Mirror variation and $250,000 for Update Series Golden Mirror variation as well. So Blowout basically throwing $1.75 million at these Golden Mirror variations. It's kind that was the longest pause ever. Yeah, it's kind of mad. It's crazy. I don't know how I feel about a manufactured super short print. They don't guarantee one per case, but with the pack odds, they're basically, like I say, guaranteeing 1 point something per case. It doesn't feel like a super short print, and it's like a manufactured super short print because it even has SSP and some gold hologram or something on the back of the card. It just feels a bit like an insert, like a short printed insert set. It's not like a super. When you think of super short print, you're thinking like one every 100 cases or whatever. Like some super rare thing, not like a base set that you can build. That seems counterintuitive to me, but I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yes, I agree. Like I said, it's I guess it's out there, so you might, somebody's gonna chase it. Why not? It'd be fun, like ripping packs cards. That would be fun for a while, but then it becomes a chore.
It would be fun for a while. That's right. Yeah. So you mentioned the Uncommon app. So Uncommon, for those who haven't seen it yet, real sports cards, or sorry, real breaks, who were or still are or were, I guess they're not on it now, the largest volume breaker on Facebook for baseball, NFL, hockey. They do soccer, do everything. They've launched their own breaking platform called Uncommon, which they say solves a lot of the problems with breaking on Facebook. And as a Facebook breaker myself, I can kind of relate to some of the things they talk about. It removes a lot of the manual process. It's got built-in, they've built in like a live carousel for YouTube. So they've taken their streaming away from Facebook. Something Facebook's quite bad for is compression on live video, compression on live stream. And when you're very much a physical medium where the video quality is quite important, so you can see the cards and whatever else, streaming on YouTube, or my preference, streaming on Twitch, I feel is a far better experience than streaming on Facebook. So they've basically taken all of their operations away from Facebook. It also removes a lot of the manual processes around obviously confirming who's got a break spot, taking manual payments through PayPal. It can all be done through a cart system and all that kind of thing. So they've launched this app called Uncommon. At the moment, it's unique to, or it's exclusive, sorry, to Real Breaks. I know quite a few members of the community here in the UK are familiar with Real Breaks, and the launch seems to have gone pretty well. So one of their local collectors, a chap called, I did have his Twitter open. No, not that one. Michael Walters. Yes, my browser's decided to reset now as well. Yeah, a chap called Michael Waters from Champlain, I think that's how you say it, in Minnesota. He has gone after the Golden Mirror variation 330 card base set, kind of in conjunction, I think, with Topps, and certainly in conjunction with Real Breaks on the Uncommon app, because all the cards are being ripped in Real Sport Cards shop in Champlain in Minnesota. So he went ahead and ordered himself 300 jumbo cases of 2023 Topps Series 1 baseball. I mean, good on him. That's quite the investment. the gut reaction is, wait a minute, the numbers don't add up here, because cases were going for let me get my maths right. So so they were going for about over $1,000 a case, over $1,000 a case, and he's ordered 300 cases, and you think, well, that doesn't work because that's at least 300 grand. Although he probably ordered them a while ago and got them at a very good price for buying them direct from Tops, or buying 300 cases direct from Tops. Oh, I'm hearing ghosts. It's the ghost of Jason Durr. He's appeared. Oh, this show tonight. So yeah, 300 cases direct from Tops, and they're being ripped in Real Sports Car Store in Champlain, Minnesota. So far, I think the latest update I saw last night. Hey, he's on his phone now.
There you go.
So
better.
You're better now. You're better now. Much better, actually. So yeah, last update, I think last night, I believe there were about 280 cars into the 330 card set, so kind of getting there. But yeah, 300 cases of Jason's evil twins joining us as well. So, yeah, so that's the quest for the 330 card golden mirror image variation base set. It's well underway. I think over 280 cards.
That wasn't making any difference.
You're certainly back. I can hear you, and I'm hoping you can hear me. You can. Excellent. So yeah, about 50 cards left in that chase. So it'll be interesting to see if he manages to get it over the line. I have been checking to see if anything has come out today. The last update that we saw in it, or something that I saw in it, was yesterday. And there were still about 50 cards away. So that's definitely worth looking at if you're on the old Facebook. The page is facebook.com/theuncommon_app. And you can get all the updates there. You can also go to, or just search, I think, Real Breaks or Real Sports Cards, and you'll find all the information on it there. Good luck to them. There's obviously a ton. They're selling off pretty much everything else. I don't think the dude's interested in anything other than the golden image variations. So if you have access to US eBay, a shipping address, all the other hits from 300 cases, so 1,800 jumbo hobby boxes, all those hits are going up on eBay between Real Sports Cards in Minnesota and another collecting store in Minnesota called Two Brothers Sports Collectibles. So yeah, good luck to Michael in that chase. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. It'd be nice to try and get on the show. I'm going to reach out on Twitter and see if he wants to come on the show. Maybe once the epic quest to get the set completed is done, we'll maybe reach out and try and get him on the show.
That'd be cool. It'd be interesting to hear their thought process on this and what their end goal is.
Yeah, well, I mean, the end goal is $250,000 from blowout cards, right? that's the end goal, my friend. That's all there is to it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get an accurate number on the plus minus. I mean, looking at I had a quick shifty through the guy's Twitter. If you're interested, it is, oh my God, I've got too many Twitter tabs open. Twitter.com/MWalters503 if you want to go look the guy up. So he's like an entrepreneur, businessman kind of guy. I guess he's obviously got the funds to do this. So
it was a head punch matter.
Someone like that. He's
makes more money than we do
combined. That's for sure.
Than we do.
His Twitter bio is, well, so he owns a company called Studio 503, and he's an investor and I think a bit of an entrepreneur. So yeah, definitely, obviously has the funds to pull this off. Something us mere mortals can only dream of. But yeah, good luck to him. Yeah, Glenn, that's an excellent point. I won't give too much away because I think just in case you do go and like research it after this, but there's a video on the Uncommon social pages where they went to this other card store in Champlain in Minnesota where Real Sports Card are, the Two Brothers place, and they'd been ripping. So I believe these two guys, they rip to sell on eBay. They don't, and probably collect and stuff as well, rather than having a physical store. And they had a bunch of these gold mirror cards, and there's kind of roughly edited footage of the guy who's doing the chase, Michael, and the owner of Real Sports Cards, Ryan, I can't remember his second, Ryan Holland, and they're in there buying some of the variations from the Two Brothers guys, and there are just stacks of hundreds being exchanged for these cards. So yeah, you make an excellent point, Glenn, about driving prices up and whatever else. In fact, on the subject of pricing, I don't like to discuss it too much, but jumbo hobby boxes have gone up anywhere from kind of $40 to $50 since release. So whether that's related to this little endeavor or the general chase in general, that's awful English, but the chase in general, I'm not too sure. But we have seen the price of jumbo boxes in the US certainly spiking since release. I guess that's kind of common for products that are in high demand, and we'll probably see that drop off again, I would imagine, within the next week or so, once some of the bigger hits, I suppose, start coming out. But
just out of curiosity, what does a jumbo box cost? Because I've been obviously looking at stuff the last few weeks, and I have no idea what these things cost. And other than you can buy a box in UK for 90 quid, and everyone thinks that's fucking outrageous.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember when I last checked, pre-launch, I think jumbos were going for about $170 or $180.
Right.
About the best price I was able to find them for today before we came on air was $219. So they've gone up, sort of, depending where you shop, sort of. I've seen them anywhere from $219 up to $245. So yeah, depending on your vendor of preference. So yeah, they have spiked. The price of the boxes has spiked a little bit. Yeah, 90 quid from Tops UK is a little bit egregious. Like I say, when normally if you're the retail, as we see in the States, and I spoke about this a little bit at some point last season, I can't remember, but the very much the model with Tops in the US is if you can buy the boxes direct from Tops, they're going to be cheaper than you can buy them in your local hobby store. The payoff is they have a very limited supply. So like we don't need to talk about limited supply here in the UK, because we joke about them only having a case of baseball product
that was accidentally put on the ballot.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it was supposed to be some NASCAR cars or something. I don't know. So yeah, we joke about lack of supply here. So they have limited supplies available from Tops.com, unless it's an online exclusive, and it's usually $40-50 a box cheaper than you can buy from your hobby store. The payoff is they don't release very much direct. Now, we started to see this trend a little bit last year. For most of last year, when Tops UK did finally have product available, it was comparatively priced or cheaper than other UK sellers were able to import and sell it for, which you would kind of think would make sense. If you're buying direct from the manufacturer, then you should be able to get it cheaper than from a third-party reseller. It just makes sense. But towards the end of the year, I think with Update, there was certainly parity in the market, and then the last few releases that we've seen, the prices, Tops prices actually creeping up a little bit, which I find kind of interesting. Now, whether that's #Brexit, like we're obviously, everyone's acutely aware right now of the cost of fuel, the cost of importing, exporting, all that kind of stuff. But if your average UK reseller can ship in product and sell it for less than Tops UK, and Tops UK seemingly don't give a hoot, I find that interesting. I find it's an interesting way that Tops have placed themselves. We thought that UK edition was very expensive last year, and it had no guaranteed hits in it. It's still on Tops UK at £105 a box. So for Series 1 hobbies, which guarantee an autograph or a relic, excuse me, I think as we know, most times it's a relic, and that's the way it feels anyway. Yeah, £90 without having like a true guaranteed hit is perhaps a little bit spicy. But towards the end of the show, I was going to ask for some predictions for 2023, so we'll keep. I'll keep my predictions for 2023 on the back burner, but it is kind of related to that point. So
right, okay. Interesting. Looking forward to this thing. Throwing a curveball at me already. So.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many bombs drop on you. I'll think of something. Keep chatting. Come up with something.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's 2021 series. No, it's just not 2021. 2023 even top series one. It's here, so let's try and enjoy it. Like I say, I think jumbos might still come from Tops UK in the next couple of days, but we'll see. If not, that's a shame. They've missed a trick. I think there was only one or two of the UK sellers I checked. There was only, I think, one or two at the very most who brought jumbos over, and I think if you have jumbo here, you would do quite well. There is a market for them.
Well, it's an interesting quote from Ron there, or a comment about there, how you could get it 50% lower if you get the Fanatics gift card.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think Costco sells them here, Ron, but yeah, it's an interesting note. I guess a lot of people buy stuff from the States, so you probably could get a gift card from Costco online and then apply that to Fanatics.
Yeah, that is interesting, and I guess in a way we've seen a little bit of something similar over here with Lids International. So I think 4 weeks ago they had that Cubs jersey. Lids International had that Cubs jersey on sale, which I think half the country bought.
It's still on sale.
Is it? So there you go, still on sale. But Lids International is Fanatics. It's not. It's the same. It's Fanatics. It's Fanatics. Lids International is the same as Fanatics International, which is the same as MLB Europe, which is the same as, it's all the same. It's just, so yeah, it's kind of mad that you can go direct to Fanatics or buy them cheaper from Fanatics than you can directly from Tops. But of course, we know that Tops and Fanatics are the same now. So
yes, I was doing a deep dive on jerseys for the shop to kind of see if I should pick some up. There was no point because it's even cheaper now. You can save an extra £3 if you bought the Cubs City Connect jersey over here than when it was on sale. I got a theory that they just bought too many of them. They weren't popular. They shipped them over here. They go, screw it. Cubs, Cardinals, London series. People will buy a few, but they're normally priced at £35. Which makes no sense.
That's really strange, yeah, because the other City Connect jerseys were retailing at like £100.
Oh yeah, and a couple. No, was there one on sale there? I tweeted about it the other day, but yeah, no, it was a retro jersey and the triple black one I sent you. But yes,
that's right, yeah,
yeah. So because JD Sports was having them on sale at 50% off on those, and 50 quid for a brand new jersey is still a bargain. Yeah, you're not going to see them that cheap, but yeah, I mean, unless it's like, somebody's been traded or whatnot, you don't normally see jerseys that cheap. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Wrigley Bowl one. It's cool. And obviously we went for Wrigley on my birthday. And so I was like, yeah, for 30 quid.
Yes, why not? Yeah.
You can't even buy a t-shirt for 30 quid, let alone a jersey.
That's an excellent point. Yeah. I can add it to my ever-growing collection of the City Connect jerseys as well. So yeah, it is really interesting. Like, I think retail, I mean, more in the US than it will do here. I mean, but I think we're going to see big changes in the way that the baseball cards are retailed in the States this year, which warms up for them sort of taking over some of the more major licenses into 2024. So we've already seen there's Fanatics exclusives, I think, in baseball this year in Series 1, but that's not new. Fanatics having exclusives, that's not new. But yeah, I think we're going to see a real change and a real broadening of the selection that Fanatics, certainly in the US, are going to start offering. Whether or not that's something they're going to bring to the UK, I guess we'll find out in good time.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're coming up because they take over all the licenses next year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think apart from hockey, which is 25, or did they get hockey? I don't think they got hockey. Is it not NFL next year, and then maybe it's hockey in 25? I can't quite remember.
I don't know, but it seems like it's coming up to the point where they actually control everything.
Oh yeah. They're starting. You can already see they're starting to really make. Make these changes. Again, you're going to see it more in the US than you're going to see here, but I think we will see some. Ripple effect in the US, that's for sure.
Well, there you go. Ron's, for anyone who buys in the US,
150. There you go. Wow.
150 plus 50% off, 127. So that's roughly 100 quid
that's
for
crazy.
a jumbo. That's £10 more than you can buy the hobby box at Topps UK right now. Of course, there's shipping involved and everything else there, but that's a steal.
That is a steal. Blowout cards were, if I still got it open, they were 209. Sorry, they're 219.95 right now. So there you go. They're blowout are $220.
There you go. So Costco is the way forward, apparently. So
it's like the good old days.
It reminds me, and free shipping. Well, Ron's got free shipping, but they're not going to ship from the UK over here for free shipping. So as much as that would be awesome, that'd be great.
No, that would be, yeah. Well, one of the interesting things about Uncommon, actually, one of the things that they're doing now is so Real Breaks, which I didn't realize this actually. Real Breaks before would have shipped internationally for free. Which I didn't know, because anytime I broke with them, I just got them sent to a US shipping address, so it was never a problem for me. But they shipped internationally for free, and when so now that they've launched Uncommon, they're not doing that anymore, and instead they've gone into partnership with Ship My Cards. So this is fodder for a future episode, a bit of a review or a deep dive on Ship My Cards and the services that they offer. And that is eerily reminiscent. I'm sure some people in the UK will be shuddering to hear that name. So that's eerily reminiscent of what Leighton Sports Cards did. So Leighton Sports Cards used to offer free international delivery, and they would ship once a week, and you would get whatever you wanted from them for free, like shipped free international, which was amazing. They stopped doing that. They dropped their shipments down to one per month. I don't even know if they still offer once a month shipment now. And instead, they got into bed with a company called Ship My Cards, and got special deals and special rates to have international customers have their orders sent to Ship My Cards. And then Ship My Cards is like one of these, we'll hold the stuff for you until you've had enough, until you've got enough, and then you arrange it. Then you tell us what everything you've got, and we'll ship it across to you, that kind of thing. So one of the US shipping service providers that specializes kind of in trading cards. So Uncommon / Real Breaks have got into bed with Ship My Cards, which is the same as Leighton's did. But I found out why. It's because Ryan Holland, who owns Real Breaks, is good friends with Rich Leighton of Leighton Sports Cards, and I think Rich just hooked him up on the same deal as they had for Ship My Cards. So so there you go. Ship My Cards pulled off a couple of big moves, getting Leighton's. Fair enough, that was ages ago. It was probably more than a year ago now. But also to get, like I say, one of the largest volume breakers or another one of the largest volume breakers in the US for international customers, I think is quite the deal that they've pulled off there.
There you go. We got to confirm from Laura that they will ship for free once a month. So
there we go. That's good to know, actually. I haven't looked up Leighton's for quite a while. I wonder what they're doing at Jumbo for. Talk amongst yourself.
Well, since we've been off for a while, and I'll go to Bunton later there, I have been working on a collection lately.
Oh.
So I have been slowly amassing a ton of Gabriel Rincones cards.
Of course.
Yes. So I think I'm up to about 250 of the base, and I got some variations here, and I've been doing on there. But I'm going to send it to Gabriel soon, and he agreed to autograph some. So, good God, I hope he doesn't sign all 250 of them.
So that's a kind of interesting story. So for those who aren't aware, Gabriel's dad, I believe, played with you, right?
Many years.
For Edinburgh baseball, and this is his son, Gabriel Jr. Those of you who are fans of the Crime and Sports podcast will be having a look at that.
Yeah, the first thing that popped in my mind. Crap, he's a junior. He's in trouble.
He's
already.
A junior. He's screwed, man. So yeah, he was picked up by the Phillies, I think. What was Third round.
92nd pick.
92nd pick. There you go. And he had his first licensed professional baseball card in Bowman Draft just back in December, and since then Jason's been hoovering up as many of them as possible.
So stay tuned, because we'll have some there as a fundraiser for Baseball Scotland in the near future.
Interesting. That'd be pretty cool.
So Gabriel's agreed to sign a couple of baseballs, and like I said, I'm going to ship him all the cards, but I'm going to tell him not to sign all the cards. But it was interesting because I had a bit of a chat with him there, and he said he signed probably about 200 2,000 cards between Bowman and Prism.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So obviously you start with the 200, and then 150, then 100, and all that. And this is by the time he all added up, he estimates he signed about 2,000 cards. So
that's crazy.
I can't imagine that. I mean, you must have to sit there and kind of. Actually, I've seen it on Twitter, and they'll just put out a display because there was George Kirby and Logan Gilbert, and they'll sit there and put out 27 cards and just go sign, and then by the time you get to the bottom again, apparently the top's dried, and then you bring
the top one's dried. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and that's how you do it there. And I was like, that's gotta get old quickly. I have enough trouble writing my name, let alone signing it for 2,000 times. I mean, what do you block off a half an hour and while you're icing your leg down or something like that and sign those?
I guess, right? I mean, in a way that it doesn't validate it, but I guess that when you find somebody who takes care and has like a nice, good looking autograph on a card, it personally, it makes me want that even more, because I know these guys have to sign 2,000 cards. So the Shohei Ohtani collectors group that we're in, which I don't know if you've seen, but Ohtani's changed his signature again, to this is now version 3.1 or whatever. And he's gone to a real lazy signature, which tells you a lot about the amount of cards that he's signed previously and is expected to continue to sign, because his autograph is now basically just a squiggle. It's not anything like what his first. It's obviously nothing like the kanji one, and I think Ohtani kanji autographs, if you can get one years from now, will be worth bajillions. If he continues either at or above his current trajectory. If you can get a kanji one, it'd be amazing. But yeah, his 2023 autograph, I think, as they're referring to it, is nothing like even the previous iteration of his autograph. So yeah, when you see guys like Andrew Jones is the one who sticks in my head. He's got a phenomenal autograph. So for guys like that, Jeter's is really nice as well. It obviously takes time with his as well. So yeah, for these guys who are taking time when they're signing that volume of cards, it kind of it makes it just that little bit more special, I think.
I noticed that with Bunt, and I'm getting all the autograph cards out, but Manny Machado just says it double M, and I was like, how lazy?
Right?
Yeah. Although if you can say it, it's I don't know if it's lazy or not, but if you see Ichiro's autograph, I don't. It's it's a mess of squiggles. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's somehow Ichiro.
yeah, that's the thing. But they could put. I mean. Soto. It's a great point from Ron. Soto's got a really nice autograph as well. One of my favorites in the last few years was Miguel Andujar, the sort of prospect who never was for the Yankees. He had a really great autograph as well before he changed his. And I've actually got one of his original autographs in my collection just because I really like it. It's an interesting subject. Again, we've talked on this before, especially around Bowman and these kids who are dropping their first Bowman cards, especially the kids who are coming out of Dominican or and places like that. And for all we know, they could have been taught to write just to sign their baseball card, which is a sad fact of life. But some of them certainly give off that impression. So yeah, when you see a nice autograph, I think it makes it just that little bit more special, a little bit more desirable, certainly.
I think so. I mean, I'm in another Balls autograph group, and the amount of times people put up there and go, whose autograph is this? And I'm sitting there going, you know what? It's from the mid 80s. And because they'll be like, oh, I went to a Mariners game in 84 and it was a couple guys from the team signed the ball, and you're looking at it and going, Jack Perconte, maybe? You look at the team, and it's I mean, because you just can't make up their signatures, and it's faded, and so if you actually take your time with an autograph, I agree, it's so much better that you can just kind of pick up and go, yep, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, if that's 2,000 signatures between basically two products, so you think about, I mean, Gabriel's a prospect right now, but when you think of the volume that your everyday major league pros having to sign, then yeah, it's understandable. I'm not gonna excuse it, but it's understandable.
So we got a couple more. So we've got Laura with the Dalton Varsha one. There we go. And then Ron has got his Garvey. So that's what it is. It's gonna get
nice.
So Ron's got an awesome collection of Steve Garvey glove cards, like that. He's working on like there's 200 of them. And he's got like 150 of them. It's wild.
Gee, wow, that's quite the endeavor.
He showed me a picture. I'm probably overestimating it, but yeah, he showed me a picture of it. I was like, that's actually pretty cool. So that's like having a glove relic. So.
All right then. So what's been happening in the wonderful world of bunt?
Well, it was pretty quiet for the longest time, and kind of dropped a few things here and there, and then Stadium Club showed up, and everyone spent a lot of money on Stadium Club. And then Chrome Black showed up, and those were quite expensive. And then Stadium Club showed up again, and then they introduced something brand new that I really hoped they weren't going to do. And they introduced hoarding. So if you're not under the, if you don't play Star Wars app, which I do, those are my jam, bunt and Star Wars. You have a thing called hoarding where Topps will say, okay, you need to collect. I think it was 12,000 of tier 1 cards, and then 1,500 of tier 2, and of one certain person. And if you get it, you get your hoard, and if you get your hoard, you get your icon for it, and then there's a hoard card, and your name's in the back of it there. And I did it because I had literally had nothing. Sorry, Glenn's cutting out there. I was just making sure it was because I was bored at Christmas, and I was sick. I had nothing better to do, so I was like, screw it. I'm gonna spend. Well, I was hoping to spend a week on it. A month later, I was still trading away to get my hoard, and I did it. But it was a grind, and like you have to trade with people. People are nasty traders on there, and we noticed sometime last summer they'd put the bulk trading app, so you could trade up to, I think it was 300 cards with somebody there. And I was like, oh, please don't bring this to bunt. It's going to turn bunt even nastier. And currently, bunts. It reflects the hobby. There's flippers and bunt, like so. I go off of the flippers part another point. So when they released Series 1, they introduced hoarding, and so they you can obviously craft certain players like the Aaron Judge. You get 5 Aaron Judge. You can craft it for his autograph card. There's Ohtani. There's Kershaw. There's Pujols. Soto was the 5. But yes, if you can get 99 Julio Rodriguez, you can get his autograph card crafted. And I think it was 200 Aaron Judge cards. You could get his card crafted. It's absolutely wild. And it absolutely destroyed the trading side of the game because people got vicious. I'm not going to, you need to trade me one craft card for another. And I was like, oh no, this is the taking the turn that I really hoped it hadn't come. And I was like, you know what, screw it. Okay, it's George Kirby for the Mariners. Nobody would be really interested in George Kirby. I've got a soft spot for him. I think he's going to be a good, maybe great player. Maybe under the radar. Nope. I started collecting for about a half an hour and started trading with people. And then somebody in the main bunt group, or one of the bunt groups I'm in, posted they already had, oh God, it was 500 Seattle Suzuki cards already. He was selling it for $200 if you wanted to craft that. And obviously what the goal is, so it was only over the weekend. It was Friday through, I think, Monday at noon Eastern time. And whoever had the most of that card got a 1-of-1 refractor card out of it. And it was just like a feeding frenzy. The sharks in the water, like it was just turned everything nasty. And for those of you who just want to collect the base sets, and that's what I do, collect the base sets, and then obviously collect any Mariners I can get, which is a nightmare with Julio Rodriguez because everyone wants to keep the card now. When it was Kyle Lewis, it had no problem trading it away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, even like I've never seen as much reselling on bunt in the US bunt group. That I think we're both in the same group.
We're both in the same one, yeah.
Yeah, the amount of reselling going on just on like single base cards, like going for like 50 cents each. That is unheard of for bunt cards. I mean, like there's some iconics that go for $1, and these are base going for 50 cents each for people who are trying to chase this 1-of-1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of collectors said they had the whales reach out to them and said they'll trade from there, and they were estimating like the low end cards, which Kirby I thought would be a low end card. They said it would be like 200. And as the weekend progressed, people were posting, "Oh, I got 500 there." Somebody had over 700 Corey Seager cards, and I was just like, "That's just not fun."
Just wild, isn't it? It's like, but you can't compete with that, though, can you?
No. I mean, when I was talking to a couple of people on Star Wars, there was a guy who had amassed, I think I posted a picture of 125,000 Tier 1 Han Solo cards. And he was spending, I mean, that's bigger than my whole bunt collection for 2 years. He had that just in his Tier 1 cards.
Just in Han Solo, yeah.
Yeah, and he estimated he spent 3 hours a day minimum playing Star Wars. And so I guess it's the same type of person that's doing the same thing on buy. You just, one guy opened at least 10 million coins worth of Series 1 cards to do that. And I don't care. Like, when I hit iconic is great. Like, if I spend money and I hit a legendary, which I still haven't done yet, that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And, I'll be awesome. But I mean, when you're actually trying to make money out of this, it's just sucked the fun out of it there. I mean, it's taken a nasty turn. I don't know if it's just because spring training hasn't started, so people have something else to focus on, and the season starts soon, and maybe they'll focus on that. But yeah, it's gotten really sad because a pack will drop at 6:00 at night. People will spend I don't know how much money and everything, and then within 20 minutes they'll have a post up saying, here's the whole Stadium Club Iconic set, $400.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, why? What fun is that to go and go? I put it together, and now I'm going to sell it. Like,
I'm just going to sell it. Yeah.
It's just weird. It's weird to see flippers in the bunt community, and I think it's just because there's no baseball, so people are bored. The Super Bowl's over. Apparently, it was the NBA All-Star game. I think the hockey All-Star game was soon, so I think people are just bored. And they need something to do.
I mean, this could be a reflection on the state of the physical hobby as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, and the pricing and availability and all that kind of stuff. And people are turning to more and more people, I should say, turning to digital collecting rather than physical collecting because they're either being priced out of it or they can't get their hands on the product.
I mean, it's true. I mean, you can buy. Gosh, so the rookie set came out there Sunday. They dropped, and you can spend 5,000 coins on a pack. I think the odds are 1 in 5 for uncommon and 1 in 15 for rare. Or you could have spent $25 and gotten 2,500 coins and would have been able to buy a couple super packs that would give you the chance for those 1-on-1s, stuff like that there. So what's spending $50, $75 on that? And getting some cards in there and you can turn it into some other money, or spend the 90 pounds on a box that you may not get
you may not get anything out of. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. I guess it's the good old physical versus digital discussion, which isn't going to go away. I'm sure we'll have it many times in this.
Absolutely
throughout this season, but.
And at least with the digital version, if you spend the diamonds on the cards, you're going to probably most likely hit an iconic card, so you're going to do all right there. Where the amount of I've done a deep dive in Reddit lately. Don't ask me why. Reddit's become appealing, and maybe it's the troll in me. That's what it is. And the amount of people who posted the baseball card groups there about not getting any hits, it's like, well, you're not guaranteed any hits. So if your goal is to get hits. Then I don't know.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's the old it's that whole social media thing. It's like people only show like the good stuff that they hit. Again, in the Otani collectors group, I think there was a post like yesterday. It might even have been today, where some obviously bedraggled collector was like, "Oh, I wish I had like the resources and the luck that you guys seem to have because like you seem to be everyone seems to hit." Like amazing stuff, and like I don't ever seem to hit anything. It's like, well, that's probably 90% of people's story, but like you're only seeing the 10%. People are only sharing the stuff that they want you to see. Mm-hmm. It's like in my vocational world, like people only leave a review on how good your service was when they feel like something was bad. That's why. People are more inclined to fill out a customer satisfaction survey when they've had a shit experience rather than if they've had like, you know, just an everyday great experience.
I was saying that my every driver, I gave him a good review every time. I like him. He's nice. He knocks on my man cave when he knows I'm home to give me my stuff. So I like him.
Yeah, you got to keep in with your Amazon drivers, that's for sure.
Exactly. You got to make those guys sweet. So, you know, the guys who know where the hidden spots are, so they can put it there when you're gone. And that's exactly. Oh. But yeah, it's just interesting to kind of see that happen in the digital world. You know, I still enjoy Bunt. I just kind of the fun got sucked out of it, and again, this reminds me a lot of when Griffey came out, and everyone hoarded Griffey, and it's like, God damn it! Like I finally have a superstar on my team, and everyone wants his cards. Can I just have the base card? You didn't care when it was Kyle Lewis or Evan White.
Oh God, yeah.
Exactly, you know, and then
I never realized this is a bit of an off-topic interjection, but I didn't realize Kyle Lewis got traded.
He did, yeah, to Arizona.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you haven't done your fantasy baseball research yet. What's coming up in a few weeks? That's about right.
Yeah, dang it, that's right. Yeah,
you got the book that's there. Yeah, but yeah, it's just one of those things. And then I also find it funny. I was trying to go back and get some cards from the late 2019, 20, like that, and you know, I was like, well, do you really want that Evan White patch rare card? And yeah, Mike Trout for it. It's like, what the hell? It's a new card from 4 years ago that you have zero interest in, but you know what? Like, you want Mike Trout for it. Like,
yeah, why you try to rip me for a Mike Trout card? Yeah, that's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. So I was bored in December, and I was like, all right, we'll see if I can kind of build up my Mariner collection. And yeah, J-Rod's killing me right now. So.
Yeah, everyone's after a piece of J-Rod, that's for sure. Stick to George Kirby. I'm sure he's more affordable.
Yeah, and Logan Gilbert, I'm on there. So Ron's always said,
wow.
He's saying, you know, the pitcher autos were huge hits, and I said, like, I like those guys. Like, no one's collecting pitchers. I mean, even like Kershaw rookie's not worth much.
Yeah.
You know, Kershaw's going to be first ballot Hall of Famer, and you know, you never hear much about his cards.
No. Yeah, it's that whole prospect thing of everybody wants a hitter rather than a pitcher. I'm sure there's justifiable reasons as to why, but I guess a pitcher's got just as much chance of making it. Like, what's the makeup of the mind you? I suppose maybe not. You can be a superstar at 9 positions. You don't really hear about many superstar long men, do you?
No, not really. Like I said, you're either an elite closer or you're a superstar pitcher, and
or you're a top of the rotation guy. That makes sense, I guess.
Oh well,
good on Bunt.
Kirby's. All right.
There you go. Look at you. You're gonna get some trades done right after the show.
But yeah, no, I think I guess like I said, I like George Kirby. I don't know why. I think it's because it's Kirby's Playland from Nintendo or something. I'm not sure.
That's a throwback reference.
It is, yeah. No one under the age of 40 is going to get that one, so we're okay. That's the target audience of our show. I was going to say,
I think that's pretty much where we land in those things. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's all good. I know that and oh gosh, I can't think of it. Walter. We signed the guy, the Vanilla Missile. This guy's awesome.
The Vanilla, is that his nickname?
That's his nickname. I think he gave to himself. It's Walter someone. I can't remember. He got his first Bowman out. I gotta get his card because he's the Vanilla Missile. The
Vanilla Missile. That's almost as good as Dr. Sticks. That's fantastic. Oh well, let's see if Bunt continues down this path of hoarding challenges. I mean, I guess we're all hopeful for the tribute crafting event, right? That's by far and away my favorite. I hope they bring it back again this year. Although it wasn't as good last year as it was in 2021, but yeah, I quite like that. But yeah, I can't be arsed with the hoard and stuff either because I'm not chucking tons of money at that app.
No. But yes, I was. It was interesting because I do a lot of the Bunt on Reddit, and it's been interesting to see that. And they actually had narrowed down to about 5 people that were the super collectors there. So I was like, I'm gonna have to go find that post and see if I can reach out to one of those guys and see what they have to say about that. So
yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, it'd be good to get a Bunt super collector on. They're probably scared to come out because people will just be like, how much of that shit they'll take. But
then you just wear a luchador mask and you'll be fine. You know?
I'd say, yeah. It'd be like those specials they do on Vice TV here. Behind the mask or something, I think it's called. Anyway, that's off topic. Well, let's see if they continue this trend of hoarding. Then we'll see. So it's not really for me. I'll just continue to be boring and vanilla and build out my base sets, and that's kind of it.
But I think that's like 99% of people, anyways. So
I think so. Yeah. If it's like a set that I really like the look of, then I'll maybe go try and grab some iconics or something out of it. But most of the time, I'm just quite happy opening packs for the walls.
Yeah.
All right, we've managed to, through the technical issues and the ghost of Jason Durr and Jason Durr's evil twin and goodness knows whatever else happened, we've managed to make it out to an hour. I did hint at some predictions for 2023, so I'll put you on the spot.
All right.
What's your trading card or baseball trading card? What's your prediction for 2023?
Oh, what do you say? Like the hot card, or
anything industry? I'll tell you what. I'll help you. I'll go first because I did kind of spring this on you.
Right.
I think 2023 is going to be the year where we see baseball cards finally take off and get into the realms of becoming a rich man's plaything, in much the same way that the majority of NFL cards and NBA cards have been for about the last 4 or 5 years, with the exception of like the entry, I don't want to call them entry level, but the sort of lower tier stuff. So in the world of baseball, flagship is creeping up, $90, £90. Sorry, we've just seen for a hobby box that's dropped. The likes of Big League, Opening Day. If we even see Big League, we still haven't seen 2022 Big League yet. Let's see if we get. Oh, I've just doubted myself as soon as I've said that out loud. I'm gonna have to search that in a minute. Maybe don't hold me to that. But Opening Day and Big League, I imagine, will still stay fairly competitive. But hobby, so flagship plus, I think we're going to start seeing a real step change in the pricing, and I think this could be the year that baseball, finally gets to that point where it starts to alienate a lot of serious collectors. I hope that I'm wrong, but the early signs aren't good, and with the cost of everything right now, that doesn't help. Of course, to offset that, how do you offset that? You dilute the quality of the product, so we might end up seeing more sticker autographs in baseball. The one thing that one thing I really enjoy about baseball cards is the vast majority of the time when you pull an autograph, you're getting an on-card autograph, even from flagship. A lot of the pictures I've seen for insert sets and stuff, we're seeing more stickers creeping into flagship. Now, I think, to be fair, on insert sets in previous years, we've seen stickers on there as well. But my feeling is we're starting to see a bit more of it. There's still obviously issues with redemptions, but goodness knows what Topps or Fanatics are going to do to take care of that. But yeah, this year I think is going to be the year where we see that real step change in pricing of the baseball products, and if we don't, then we're going to see that dilution in quality, and I think that's going to be a shame.
Right, that's interesting. I mean, I can see that. There's definitely the high-end collectors now. I think a lot of people are reaching back to their boyhood and kind of going, yeah, I missed that. That was a lot of fun, and that thrill of opening packs up. And I mean, gosh, if you can afford $1,000 a pack for something, then why not? Why shouldn't you be rewarded for that? It's not my budget, so
it's not mine either. But
so, but I guess you want to have that appeal to that there. But I agree. Like, you still, my nephew just got into Pokemon cards, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, Pokemon cards. The next step is baseball cards. And I was like, God, no, please no, please do not buy him cards. And I was like, look, you make like 10 times more than me. If we compare salaries, you can afford to go to the local card shop and buy a box of cards, but it's not like going to Costco back in the day where you went and bought. God, I bought so much $89 for $8 a box back then.
Yeah.
I think it creeped up over $10. One of my, I guess this is kind of relevant. The first time I bought a box of 91 Leaf, and that's got the Frank Thomas in there and Sammy Sosa and like that there. and it was $50 a box, and it was my birthday, and my dad was like, "That's a lot of money." And it was just, he really balked at spending $50 back in 1991 for a box of cards, but that was like the highest you go. You couldn't get higher than that. And thank God I got enough cards.
Wow, you can get higher than that. Jesus. Now you can buy boxes for 25 grand if you want to. Yeah. Like I said, I really hope I'm wrong, but it feels like things are starting to go that way. We're starting to see that dilution, which is what's going to keep those prices down. But yeah, like I say, I hope I'm wrong. Let's see how the year plays out. Laura seems to be the Diamondbacks got a wild card spot.
She didn't say it was AA, but you know. Sorry, you've got a couple of Padre fans watching the show, so I'm trying to do it.
Oh, do you know what I would like to see? I'd like to see a World Baseball Classic cards.
Ooh, now I think there were some in bunt. So yeah.
Well, they used to put them in, as we know, as you and I should be acutely aware. They used to put them in as inserts into other sets, and indeed, in 2019 there was a certain Bowman, which we have a PSA 10 of, green refractor out of 99 of Shohei Ohtani. That's a World Baseball Classic card. So they've done them as insert sets before, but it'd be nice to actually get a release like a World Baseball Classic set to build. I think would be nice. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. I don't know who has the rights to the World Baseball Classic. Probably Topps, because they have the rights to everything.
That could be fun. That could be interesting. Again, we lucked out with the Ohtani. I always said we didn't luck out with the Ohtani. We ponied up the money for that fair and square. But so it wasn't like we opened boxes of that thing to get that. But yeah. You could have a future star there you don't know about, or a couple of Japanese stars who haven't made it across the pond because they're too young for the posting fee, and it could be their first US card.
Yeah.
So
you got Japanese guys. You could have Dominican guys. I don't know how the licensing would work with Cuba.
I'm pretty sure all the Dominican guys are already on the MLB right now.
Well, that's true.
You never know. J-Rod's already made it. Teoscar Hernandez is already there. I think Miguel Cabrera is already there.
Yeah, that's true. They probably hoovered up but then some of these guys might not have cards. Some of the other Dominican, like some of the Mexican players and stuff as well. They could be in the minors and not have had cards yet. You just don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it could be a wild fun to go with that. That could be an interesting kind of subset to chase to keep things interesting and stop moaning about the price of cards.
Yeah. I think price is going to be king this year. So there you go. That's my steaming hot take for 2023.
Wow, that's a good one. I think you're going to see the digital community grow even more now. I think you're going to see the Topps push that out the boat, and I think we're going to see more NFTs. They've all kind of died down, but I mean, they literally are just making fancy JPEGs. So
NFTs. That's an interesting one, man. I mean, the whole what was it? FX? No, it's not FX. What the hell was the name of the? Oh my God,
I can't remember there, but yeah,
the one that died. It's not FX. It's maybe it was FX. Doesn't matter. The big crypto exchange that died. That's really put the brakes on a lot of stuff. I've very little from the NFT space, especially Topps recently.
It's been dead. I mean, I follow them on Twitter, and I get any kind of tweets they put out there, anything like that, and they've done nothing. There's not been where's Bundesliga? So FTX, Ron says.
FTX, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, I can see him going back into it again. I mean, why not? It's just a fancy JPEG. Maybe it's a movie JPEG. But it's the exact same thing as Bunt. Why can't you just duplicate it there?
Well, yeah, we've speculated on this in the past. Like Bunt is almost perfect to be an NFT platform. Like so there is an NFT platform that's a little bit like Bunt, which is So Rare, which is also a fantasy game at the same time as well, which at the minute is in the UK certainly is predominantly Premier League based, but there is an MLB fantasy NFT game which they run on So Rare as well, which I've not got into because quite honestly I'm petrified that I'm going to get addicted to it.
That sounds like a show coverage.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't want to go near it. It's scary biscuits. So yeah, but yeah, Bunt seems like the perfect platform for them to help push the NFTs, if nothing else, because it's basically the same thing. They just haven't NFT'd them. It's digital versions of the physical world.
Yeah, I mean, you could see that transition happening really easily. I mean, you can, I can play Bunt on my Mac now. So one of these days we'll go and I'll open up a.
I smell a live stream.
Well, now that I figured out you can play it on the Mac, it's like, ooh, right. For those you don't know, I've got like a 13-year-old Windows thing that obviously had all sorts of problems. Is that
that an hour ago was shitting the bed, for want of a better description.
But yeah, I found out you can obviously put Bunt in there, and so I was like, oh right, okay, we can live stream it now and actually go and say open a million coins.
Yeah, I can do it from my phone. I can mirror my phone to my Windows laptop now, so I could also do it.
Right. Okay.
There we go. There's some shenanigans for a technical meeting at some point.
So yes, well, we'll go do that because I think I don't know. Maybe it might be like a break. It might not. It might be boring as hell.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
It'd be like Las Vegas. You just hear that same pack opening thing over and over again. Just through your head, and you're like, all right, I can't do this anymore.
Oh, I have a sound. I have the sound off on Bunt. I don't have any of the game sounds on.
Yes, but on the laptop, I had
I
was doing it there because I was just testing it out, and I may or may not played at work. Headphones on. And like I said, my office is dead. Like on a busy day, we got like 8 of us. So I'm quite happy.
Really?
Like,
oh, jeez, that's quality.
Well, yeah, it's everyone's remotely now, and you know me, I'm 15 minutes from work, so it's going to work and get free coffee and donuts and cookies and fruit and and have dual monitors. Where I'm at home in the man cave, it's like, wow, I've got baseball cards and Xbox. Oh gosh, it's noon already. Better go to lunch.
Yeah, all you have at home are distractions, right?
Yeah. So at least at work, I can pretend to work. Oh God, I hope no one watches my show from work. They know I
it's
do my
all
work.
said in jest. Oh well, that's cool. Let's see what happens then over the next, well, at least 9 months, I suppose, until the end of the baseball season. But yeah, we'll be around. We'll see if any of these predictions come true. I guess we should start thinking about some physical, actual baseball predictions. Maybe that's something we should cover in an upcoming show.
Absolutely. As I said, I was looking at the calendar dates here, but yeah, go on and say what you're saying. I'll look real quick.
Yeah. So one thing that is changing with this series of this season, even of Teen Tops, is we are changing the frequency of the show, and we're dropping the show down to once a fortnight as a little trial. We'll see how things go. If things get hectic in the summer, or big things happen, or it's worth bringing the show back weekly, we might do the occasional weekly show. It might not always be on a Monday. We might have to change the schedule around a little bit because Jason has many podcast commitments. He's such a busy guy. But yeah, for the meantime, we're gonna kick off this series of Teen Talks. We're moving to a fortnightly model. So we'll still be releasing the podcast. I'm not too sure if we're going to change the schedule for that yet. I might give myself a week to get the podcast out. And so this episode will come out as a podcast next Monday. And then the following Monday, we'll be back to a live show again. So you will get some content every Monday. And of course, you can catch us anytime on the old YouTube or on Facebook as well. And you can watch some of the old shows. If you have questions, queries, concerns, comments, anything like that for any upcoming show, we'd love to hear from you. You can find us linktree.ee/linktree, whatever our Linktree is. Tea and Tops, I think it is on the old Linktree. Or Twitter is probably the best place to get us. And when I say us, I mean Jason, because Jason's very much our social media manager. So yeah, wherever Jason prefers, probably Twitter.
Doesn't matter. Like I said, I get notifications for everything now. My phone's like a Christmas tree. I had to turn my damn notifications for Instagram back on, and it drives me insane.
Oh my God. So that's where you can find us. So yeah, we'll be back live in 2 weeks' time. So that'll be the 34th of February, which I think works to the 6th of March.
6th of March, yes, because I was saying we have the choice. We can either do our baseball predictions before the start of the season on the 20th, or we have to wait till the 3rd, and then we're already a week into the season. So it looks like the 20th would be our time to go and do it there.
When does the season start?
The
4th of April.
No, it starts the 30th.
Sorry, I totally spun that question. 30th of March. Oh, well.
Yeah.
So we've got like 2 shows to figure out some predictions.
On my other Twitter handle of all 12.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing daily countdown for my UK Mariner one and posting a play every day with their numbers in the back. So I think we are at Robbie Ray days away from opening day, which is, I believe, 38.
I was going to say, I think it's 38 because I saw 40 on the weekend. So
yeah.
Well, there we go. We're a solid Robbie Ray away from the start of the 23 baseball season.
38 days to opening day, which is great. But then, like, the Mariners play at 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't gonna stand for that.
And we've still got the World Baseball Classic and spring training to fit in before then.
Yeah, World Baseball Classic's in like 21 days. I thought I saw somewhere. Maybe it's 10 days. It's coming up soon. So,
jeez, okay.
Yeah, so we can see
about that. It's going to be getting hectic. So maybe we'll be back with weekly shows. Who knows? But yeah, for the meantime, next live show is scheduled for the 6th of March. And yeah, this will be out as a podcast in 1 week's time. So the 27th, we'll get this episode out as a podcast, I think. But yeah, it's good to be back. I'm glad we got over those initial technical hurdles. It's nice to have a Jason there from 21st century and not 1964 like we had at the start of the show. So
it's all good. And thanks for everyone tuning in. Ron, Laura, it was great that you guys chimed in with everything.
Glenn, thanks for the comments as well.
Yeah, Glenn. Well, Glenn turned off now, so he doesn't count anymore.
Oh wow.
He's at the pot still in Glasgow, I'm sure.
More than likely. All right, awesome. Well, thanks again, Jason. Like I said, good to be back. Good to see you again. Thanks for the comments, everybody. And yeah, until 2 weeks' time. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep. See you guys in 2 weeks, and we'll get you down the Queen Elizabeth card there for you, Ron. So there is a few available. So I know that I've seen them. So all right, guys. We'll see you guys. Take care. See you in 2 weeks.